Mitram and Bandhuvam, this is J. Reddy from South Asia Maps Intellectual Kshatriya channel, education channel. We are discussing about the fascinating aspects of the districts of Bharat, South Asia, Cis districts and trans districts, the interesting aspect. Today's topic of discussion is the Sutlej River, our focal point, trans districts across the river. Trans districts across along the river Sutlej, which is a tributary of Indus River or Sindhu River indirectly, but actually a tributary of Panj Nadi, Panjnad, which is a tributary of Indus River. The important point here, we look at it, this is the districts map. There are around about 700 and so plus districts in India around about in 2022. And if you look at the district map, you will know, but you will not get much idea of the landform, topography, physiography, what are the important landmarks. So I have opened this particular playlist in my YouTube channel that will give you a fascinating aspect. After completion of this series, you will get totally a different outlook of the land, Bhudevi, that we are going to look at it. This is the region I will be going to talk about, the trans districts along the river Sutlej. This the Sutlej river somewhere goes here, and we will be talking about the trans district across the river Sutlej. Excuse me for my allergies. And this is my main YouTube channel, South Asia Maps J. Reddy. I have posted already more than 150 or so fascinating videos for you to look at them. And if you like the content, and I will really appreciate you taking the time to subscribing our Intellectual Kshatriya channel and telling your friends about the channel for their consideration to visit and look at the contents of the channel. And coming back, this is the topic. Before, this is the historical and the contextual map will be given in this particular map. This is Delhi. See, Cis means the same side. We are putting Delhi as our focal point, Indraprastha. Cis means when we are going from Delhi and crossing the river, Cis this side. Trans means once you cross the river, this is trans. Cis districts, trans district, Cis region, trans region. You will get a totally different, the story will reverse if you are coming from the Peshawar, Lahore. That's not the point we are talking about, because Delhi is a very important historical administrative capital of Bharat. All the future presentations will be centered around the Delhi as we travel. So Cis means same side from Delhi, cross the river, trans opposite side. Sutlej river is a very fascinating river. It originates somewhere near Manas Sarovar in Tibet or Trivishnapura, now a province of mainland China, People's Republic, travels around about 1450 kilometers. It is a tributary of Panj Nadi, a small river about 100 kilometers. It joins, this is the Chenab river, this is the Vyas Ravi, this is the Chenab river. Chenab river gathers Jhelum upstream, it gathers Ravi river downstream. The Chenab river continues, it merges with Sutlej at a place called Uch Sharif, also called Alipur. Alipur will be in the north side and Uch Sharif will be in the south side. So from Manas Sarovar to Uch Sharif, Sutlej river, which is a tributary of Panj Nadi, is around about 1450 kilometers long, and we are going to talk about the trans districts of this fascinating, majestic, Sutlej river. This is the Darul Harb, means enemy's land, Kafir's land after partition, the land to be put to sword. Harb means enemy in Islam. This is their land, the Mu'min's land. They annexed it after partition of Bharat vivisection in 1947. Darul Islam, the land of Islam, the land of Mu'mins, Darul Mu'min, and Darul Qam, the land of Ummah, the Qawm, the group. The Islamic proselytes which accepted or forced to accept this theological dogma of militant conversion-based ideology of Islam. Darul means Arabic word land, Darul Islam, Harb means sword. Excuse me. Coming to historical aspect, Panipat battle occurred 1761 and Marathas lost control later during Scindia's time. Maharaj Scindia's they acquired again, but they lost when Scindia died in 1795 or so. The second Maratha war 1804, this entire Cis-Sutlej area districts were annexed by the British. There were Cis-Sutlej states or Pulkian state, Naba, Patiala and Jin, so on. Then British further consolidated their hold here by making a treaty with Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Khalsa Sarkar 1809 during Lord Mindo's time, and during Lord Hardinge Governor General's time 1846. They defeated the Sikhs in the first Anglo-Sikh war and annexed the Doab, the Trans-Sutlej region we'll talk about. Then the 1940 Lahore Resolution and partition, balkanization, vivisection of India, ethnic clinching of Kafirs, that is the Sikhs and Hindus in this Darul Islam or Trans-Sutlej area. Lot of people came and everybody settled here. The Trans across the river, Kulu district, here this is the Bashar district, or it is also called Kinnaur district, that spans the river across both Cis and Trans. So I put it here. Then Kulu, now in the Himachali Punjab, the Kulu district here. Then again the Mandi district here. Historically it was a part of British Punjab called Kangra district. The Kulu, Mandi, Kangra will be there. We are across the river Sutlej. Then the Bilaspur district, that spans a small part in the Cis but is mostly Trans district. So Kulu, Mandi, Bilaspur. Then this is across Hosh.pur district and Jullandhar and Kapurthala. This is the Bias river. You see the Bias river here. Jalandhar, Kapurthala, Hosh.pur. Across, again this is the Sutlej river. This the here near Harike Patan, the rivers Bias joins Sutlej. And we have Amritsar district here. Now southern part is Tarantaran district. Then the river continues journey. In the across we have Lahore, historic Lahore district, Kasur district, now Chunian district here. But essentially historic Lahore district of British Punjab. Again the Trans, historic Sahiwal district or Montgomery district. Montgomery was the governor of British Punjab after annexation, later name changed to Sahiwal. Important buffalo breed also comes from this area. Essentially Dipalpur, Pakpattan, historic civilization center, Harappa, all those places are here, Vehari and all those places. The river continues, Sutlej, then the historic Multan district. And across the river, this is the Chenab. I have shown it for clarity or context. Muzaffar.garh district, this is Panjnad, and there are Ghazi Khan district. Then you have Baluchistan. Here we get to Maithankot and Sindh district of Shikarpur, Sukkar and so on. So this is the Sutlej river. From Uch Sharif to Manas Sarovar is 1450 kilometers, and these are the Trans district, that is Kinnaur, Bashar, Kulu, Mandi, Bilaspur, Hosh.pur, Kapurthala, Jalandhar in the Bist Jalandhar Doab area, but Trans Sutlej district, Amritsar district, Tarantaran, Lahore, Kasur, Chunian, Sahiwal, Montgomery, Vehari, Pakpatan, and Multan and Lodran district, and Muzaffar.garh district, and Dera Ghazi Khan district. You can see the same thing excuse me, in the Punjab Gazetteer. You are looking at the fascinating, majestic Sutlej river here, Bashar, Kinnaur district. Across you can see the Kangra. This will be the Mandi district. Kulu will be here. This is the historic British Kangra district. So Kulu and Mandi, the Bilaspur, princely state of Bilaspur. At that time, this is the princely state of Mandi. It continues the British district of the Hosh.pur. You can see here, Hosh.pur district here, and this is the Jalandhar district. Still we are across the river Sutlej. This is the Sutlej river. Then you can see across the river Sutlej, you can see Kapurthala. At that time, princely state is ruled by a Sikh Maharaja of Kapurthala, Trans district again. Now it touches a small part of Amritsar district, that is the Tarantaran district now, and the river continues. We are across the river Sutlej. This is the Lahore historic district. We have Kashur district here, now Chunian district here. The river continues, and the trans, we have the historic Montgomery district, that is Sahiwal district, that is Chunian district now, Dipalpur district, and Pakpatan, those area. The river continues. We are in the Trans Sutlej. We are in the Multan district here, and the Multan district, and river continues. Bahawalpur is on the river Sutlej, at which Sharif here in the princely state of Bahawalpur, or across Alipur, the river joins at a place called Uch Sharif. This is the Chenab river. This is the Panj Nadi, Panjnad. This is the Maitancourt. It merges with the joins the Indus river or Sindhu river. And here we are looking the essentially the same thing. And I have mentioned here the Kashur district. You can see the fascinating Kashur district, a small district now, the historically part of Lahore. You see this is the river, and you can see the Kashur district here. So actually this is the Kashur district here. This is the Kashur, this is the Ravi, and this is the Sutlej district. And you can see the Amritsar across the Lahore, and excuse me, Amritsar, Lahore, and this is the Bias river. This is the Sutlej Jalandhar district, and you can see the Jalandhar Rupnagar here. This is the Ludhiana, Rupnagar, the Cis districts, and the Bilaspur district, and this is the Kulu and Mandi and Kinnaur districts, and so on. Thank you very much. So that gives a different perspective rather than looking at the pure district political map. So the point of today's presentation is Cis-Trans districts concept. We looked at the fascinating the districts, trans districts of the majestic Sutlej river in the great Indo-Gangetic plains, Indus plains, Punjab plains, some of the district interposed with the British Punjab that survived from 1849 annexation to 1947, almost 100 years. Thank you very much. See you later in other presentations.